All right, good afternoon. Welcome to the 12 News Connected Desk. Just a few technical difficulties there. Me and Adrian have been getting off topic. But we have weather, a cold front moving in. Out west, I'm
Yes.
super jealous, by the way, of
The Goodland
feels
area,
like
it's
temperatures.
insane. We have such a huge spread. This cold front definitely more like a late September when we start getting the battle of the season. So kind of a fall cold front pushing through, and we'll track it out right now. You can see it distinctly on satellite and radar. Behind the cold front, you have low clouds very close to the ground, kind of foggy and misty in some areas. Ahead of it, lots of sunshine and high humidity. So we're definitely feeling it here in central and eastern Kansas. But look at this huge difference in temperatures. Feeling like 98 right now here in Wichita, 101 in Salina, 102 down in Medicine Lodge. But behind the cold front,
Oh my goodness.
71 Goodland, 70 Syracuse, 72 in Colby. So remarkable. And that's why we're saying this is more of a late September type of cold front. Now with this system pushing in, we do have a risk of a couple stronger storms this evening into the overnight. A level 1 out of 5 severe weather risk zone for the counties highlighted in green. Overall, very low threat of severe weather. I think the main risk that we have is slow moving thunderstorms producing locally heavy rain. And by 4 to 5 p.m., that slow-moving front will spark off those showers and storms in the daytime heating ahead of it in central into southwestern Kansas, but moving slowly, and that's why we do think that flooding will be the main risk this evening. And notice here in the Wichita area, not reaching us until after dark, and then a secondary round of thunderstorms developing in eastern Colorado. That'll be making its way into southwestern Kansas after dark as well, and then east across Kansas through the afternoon. So looking at tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., spotty showers and rumbles of thunder, and then mainly cloudy skies and much cooler day expected with lower humidity. Those feels like temperatures tomorrow for a good chunk of the state will be down into the 70s. So remarkable, and just goes to show how strong this cold front is. But the cool down, Keith, it's going to be that. Just a brief cool down one day, because by Friday we're back into the heat and humidity. But especially this weekend, this is the start of our heat wave that's expected to loom much of next week. And I wouldn't be shocked if we end up having a weather alert day or two for extreme heat next week. We haven't hit 100 yet.
We haven't hit 100, but this heat wave, is it like 4 days? Do we know how
It could
long
be,
it could be?
it could be more than 5 days in a row. So a heat wave is defined as above average temperatures for more than 2 days in a row. So our normal high for this time of year is 93. So once you start getting upper 90s, lower 100s for several days in a row, that's a heat wave, and it doesn't give your body enough time to really, cool down, and it's harder to sweat when you have high humidity in place. So that's something we're watching out for. And unfortunately, even if we're at 99, but we have a dew point of 73 or 74, that's tropical level.
Yeah.
Our feels like temperature could easily be close to 110. So that's what we're keeping a
Not a
close
good
eye on.
mix. Not a good mix.
Definitely not for me either.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Adrian. Up next, a lockdown at Garden City Hospital because of a shooting this morning. We'll have the latest on that right after the break. All right, welcome back to the 12 News Connected Desk. We're going to give you the latest on that Garden City shooting that happened this morning. Here's the latest on that. Garden City police say St. Catherine Hospital was briefly placed on lockdown this morning, but not because of an active shooter at the hospital. The police department says they were aware of some potential rumors going around that there was an active shooter at the hospital. Instead, police say the lockdown happened after 3 people who had been shot showed up at the ER. Officers first responded to a shooting call around 5:30 this morning and took 1 victim to the hospital. Soon after, hospital staff alerted police that 2 more shooting victims had arrived. Separately, police are now investigating whether all 3 shootings are connected. All 3 victims are here in Wichita in serious condition. A man was detained by police in D.C. Wednesday morning, according to Capitol police officers. They saw, this is video from that happening, they saw an unusual vehicle parked near the Capitol that had a tricycle strapped to the roof. Officers found a bow and arrow and a gun holster inside. The owner of the car quickly found and questioned that man, admitted to having those weapons. Charges are pending still. You can see the trike on top of that red car there right now. Okay, Congress overturned a rule that would have capped overdraft fees at some banks and credit unions. Carice Jackman explains what that means for your money and how you can avoid those fees.
If you've ever overdrawn your account, you've probably paid a fee for it. It's a practice the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, or CFPB, wanted to reform. Last year, the agency finalized a rule that would have required large banks and credit unions to limit overdraft fees to $5, align them with actual cost, or treat them as loans, with the agency estimating it could have saved consumers $5 billion annually. But that rule has now been overturned. The effort was led by Republican Senator Tim Scott, chairman of the U.S. Senate Committee on Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs.
When constrained by fee caps, banks reduce overdraft coverage and deposit supply, causing more return checks and a decline in account ownerships among low-income households.
In May, President Trump signed Scott's resolution into law. Mike Litt with the U.S. Public Interest Research Group, or PIRG, says that decision could hurt consumers.
Without this rule, banks can keep charging $35 per overdraft several times in a single day. That adds up fast.
To avoid surprise fees, Litt recommends checking to see if you are enrolled in overdraft coverage, so you know your debit card could be declined. He also suggests signing up for low balance alerts to get a text or an email when your account falls below a certain amount. And if you think you've been incorrectly charged an overdraft fee, file a complaint with the CFPB. With this Watching Your Wallet, I'm Carice Jackman.
All right, that's what we've got right now from the 12 News Connected Desk. Be sure to join us for 12 News starting at 4.